Hello and welcome to this edition of Dr. K's Psychobabble. And as we all know, even prior to the social distancing demands of our current pandemic, people have been dating online or using online resources to find romantic partners. So I've discussed this a few times in my classes in sociology and psychology and reviewed different opinions about what people thought about those things. And I happened across a study that was done in 2019, leading right into the beginning of the era that we're in right now, by the Pew Research Center. Now, the Pew Research Center is actually when I went on their website, it was what they referred to themselves as a fact tank. Not just a think tank, but a fact tank that conducts nonpartisan research. They do not land on specific policies or whatever, but they engage in scientific studies and data gathering in order to present the information so lawmakers and, of course, the public can make decisions about what's going on in the world. Now, they have this report. It's a huge report that they've done on online dating and all the different findings. But I thought I would take this time to kind of review sort of the major points of online dating that they found as they were exploring this in 2019. So first off, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the history of this, the idea of reaching out beyond your immediate environment to meet people has been around for a long time. The first newspaper ads advertising the wish to meet a romantic partner appeared as early in the 1700s. And jumping way ahead, we have in the 1970s, there was videotape exchanges where people would videotape themselves and introduce themselves, and those would be exchanged among people in order to meet themselves. And of course, today we have apps on our phones and websites and whatnot specifically designed to have people meet each other. Now, in general, the study indicated that most people view online dating in a relatively positive manner across the board. Just looking at it generally people approach this they think it's a pretty good idea and feel fine about it as a way to meet people they're attracted to, people who have similar interests, and people who might be interested in dating. So that's a general expectation within the community here, is that this is a pretty good place to go for that. Now, there's some other interesting facts that were found out by the Pew Research Center, and I'm going to spend some time looking at both the virtues and downsides of online dating. And this is the actual title of the study itself. So let's take a look at some of these. Here's in the United States population, about 30% of the population uses online dating. 11% of those have used it in the past year, and up to 12% of those users have actually entered into a marriage or a committed relationship with an individual that they met online. 23% claim that they've gone on a date. So maybe I should have said that first and then the marriage, but 23% have gone on a date with someone that they met online, 23% of that 33%, and 11% have used it in the last year, 12% have experienced a marriage and or a committed relationship with someone that they met online. Now, things have changed over years. In the 2019 study, about 33%, one-third of the population was using online dating apps. However, only 11% in 2013. So in just 6 years, it tripled the number of people who were using online apps in order to find partners. Now, it is particularly popular around the LGB population, lesbian, gay, and bisexual population, with 18 to 29-year-olds report about 48% reporting that they use these apps, with LGB adults clocking in at 55%, and about 20% have ended up in married or committed relationships among the LGB population. Now, of course, the downsides to some of this, and it's interesting when we look at this, that of the people that are actually using these apps, they perceive that about 7 out of 10 are actually not so truthful and maybe deceiving online. So of all the people, including identifying themselves, I would imagine, some of the people that feel that others are lying, they might be expressing the fact that they lie. But of all the people that use apps for online dating, they perceive that about 70% are being untruthful. Now, of course, there are men and women in equal parts that use online dating apps, but as with many things, the world of men and women is very different. And sadly, we see that about 60% of women have experienced either harassment or have been sent explicit images that they have not asked for. So, in the end, this report, which I have summarized very, very, just touching the surface here, has revealed that people are generally positive, but there's still those downsides, and they recommend caution in terms of using these apps to meet people. Now, this is, of course, very present and real in these times when we can't go out and meet people the way that we used to. I would imagine that maybe some of these numbers have ticked up a little bit in terms of how people are going out and meeting each other. In fact, I'm even aware, I think there are some movies that have come out, not going to the big theaters, but some movies that have been coming out about people meeting during pandemic times, and the kind of sense of, well, we can't jump into a physical relationship, so we're actually going to have to, build an emotional relationship first. And it kind of talks about the virtues of that, about the idea that because, just like in online dating, because we cannot be in the physical presence of each other, that many people that I've talked to and experienced who've had successful experiences with online learning have reflected that by focusing on the friendship and the development of intimacy prior to having any physical contact with each other was actually a part of that success. So it's a little bit of information about online dating here in this day and age. Please, if you were interested in this kind of information, and really the research areas of the Pew Research Center are wide and broad, and so it's pewresearch.org. Go there and you can look at all kinds of different reports. You can read the whole report on this and see all the different kinds of information that they've found. So I hope this has been interesting, looking at something that is occurring and is popular in our society, and at the same time, I hope you find a resource like the Pew Research Center to be a great place because to get facts and to get research on a number of issues that are important to us. So please visit that website. So, as always, subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. I do read the comments, and if you suggest topics, I will certainly cover those topics as well. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you around.